History of Evil is a brand new 2024 film directed by Mirhosseni, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and this is currently streaming on Shudder. Randomly came across it and I read the description. Description pretty much sounded like a lot of movies that have already been told and a lot of stories that have already been told, but it was brand new for 2024 and I'm trying to up my list, so I gave it a shot. And this film started off like the description, and then it kind of led into completely something else. And the first thing I want to say about this film is that this felt like the most clickbait-ish film I've ever seen, I've seen in a while anyway. It's definitely a horror thriller, and it certainly starts to play with some interesting elements by its second act and especially by its third act, but everything just comes very unexpected, and everything just seems strange in this film and very unfitting. And I think a big part of that is because I wasn't prepared for any of it, really. It just kind of happened, and a lot of stuff kind of happened. But basically, description wise, what we have going on here is this is a dystopian future, so it's like 2045, and this woman escapes from a prison, basically, some kind of concentration camp that they have going on, because there's basically civil wars going on, and there's totalitarianism, and the whole state is basically a police state, and you have this like tiny group of basically innocent rebels who are trying to hide and grow in numbers and fight back, essentially. And this woman escapes and she reconnects with her husband and her daughter, and they're with this African American woman, and they're trying to protect her, and they're together trying to protect each other, kind of thing. So they go hide out in this abandoned house somewhere in the woods. I'm not exactly sure if the husband, owned this house, or if it was any of theirs at any point, or if it was completely abandoned and they just happened to come across it. But they take refuge there, and it like I said, the first act plays out pretty much like your very average Civil War movie, dystopian future kind of thing, and I felt that it was very generic and not doing anything to change much. It has the tone of like it comes at night. If it gave me those kind of vibes, it feels like a quiet place sometimes. It is a quiet film. It's definitely low on the budget. You can tell that this film is budgeted not terribly. You could just tell that they utilized a small space, and I'll give it credit for that, for giving it a shot. And it's mostly in one location with the house, and for the resources that they used, they did a good job there on that part. Story not so much, but I'll get a little bit into that. It's just it starts to get weirdly kind of supernatural in parts, but it I don't want to say too much because there's a lot that happens, and there's a lot of tonal shifts and plot turns and directions that this film decides to go that wasn't in the description very much, and I didn't like most of them. There's one character in particular that's introduced, and I like the dynamic with the main guy, the husband, and then this new male character that's introduced, and he's living in the bunker underneath the house. And every once in a while, the husband will go there and have a conversation with him and stuff. And their banter back and forth gets really interesting, and it seems to build the tension and kind of give you some ideas on where else this film is going to go. But this film certainly throws a lot at the wall to see what sticks, and man, it just didn't work. This is a very boring film. I actually kind of hated this film, and by its third act, when twists and reveals started to happen, I'm like, I don't buy any of this. This is all just ridiculous. I don't know why this is the direction that decisions started to be made to go this way, but it's like I said, this one just didn't work. I put it on to check it out, thinking it was going to be something, and then it ended up being something else that still didn't work. Like, I appreciate films like this if it was going to go into a direction that would really take me by surprise. It's like, whoa, that's actually really cool. I really like how, like, what they did with that. Not for this one. Not for this one. And I really wish I could say a little bit more, but I think if you really want to give this film a shot, although I don't recommend doing so because I'm not recommending this movie, but if you want to watch it, I would say go in blind because I think this film is better to go in blind because it's better to be surprised by everything, even though nothing is really a payoff. But the main thing is this film is described as something and then it turns into something completely different. And that thing is not that satisfying. So that's really all I can say about it. And its ending was absolutely horrendous, which really nailed the nail in the coffin. Like, I was gonna give this probably a 1. It was starting to climb maybe to a 1.5, maybe 2. Like I said, if it took a completely shock factor direction by the end of it, but just ridiculousness ensues after a bit, and this film just felt like it clickbaited me and it wasted my time, and I don't like that feeling. So unfortunately, this one came right down to a half star. Just being honest. So that's my personal review. Go check it out if you want. It is on Shudder, so if you have Shudder already, I guess see for yourself. But I suggest you don't. Go watch something else. It'll be way better worth your time, in my opinion. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you'd like to listen to my voice or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.